doing calligraphy with the left hand. It's Gainer Goff stuff. You don't need expensive equipment. You can do calligraphy get your brushes, paint the wall, and start doing your shit. And I'm totally fine with other people being better than me.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Calligraphy Masters podcast. Today I have a super special guest, a friend of mine, even though this is the first time we see each other and talk to each other. He's a lefty and does some amazing calligraphy. Welcome to the podcast to Johannes, aka Parisurteil.
Nice, thanks man. Yeah, it's kind of difficult because it's German. It's Parisurteil. It's in English. It's the judgment of Paris, not the city, but the name, the Trojan Prince. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was nice spelling.
Okay, fair enough. So, bro, let's jump straight into the podcast. Can you tell me a bit more about yourself? Where you're from? How old are you? And how everything started with calligraphy, man? Like, at what point in your life?
So, my name is Johannes. I'm German, obviously. And I moved to Berlin 10 years ago or something. So, I would call myself a Berliner right now.
Okay.
I think you're allowed to do that after 8 years or something. I started calligraphy in 2015. So, it's 7 years right now. It was pretty fast that I moved from paper to wall because I just like the medium, you know, and I had the luck to meet people here in Berlin who are doing the same or who are also into art. And this is what's gotten me to walls and bigger projects pretty fast.
How old are you?
I'm 36 right now, turning
36?
37 in September. Yeah.
So you started calligraphy like 29, 30 years?
Yeah, something like that. Super late. I'm not sure why. Just once at YouTube, I watched a video of some guy doing copper plate for a CD cover, and it just got to me. And I told my parents, please, can you give me a calligraphy set for Christmas? And they gave it to me, and it just never left me. Strange, because why didn't I start at 20 or 22? Because I knew nothing of this.
Yeah, I mean, I discovered calligraphy when I was 23. Like, I didn't know it even existed, but I'm curious. Did you have love for letters before this, or did you have some graffiti background or something like this, or?
Well, love for letters, always. I studied literature. I love literature, philosophy, poetry. I also wrote myself some stuff, and graffiti background. Yeah, I do have some, but it kind of finished when I was like 15 and got caught by the police for my first piece, which was super ugly. So I would not call it really graffiti background.
No,
I cannot spray either.
I was curious because you said like you prefer like working
Walls.
on a wall. And you like a lot of calligraphers are actually with a graffiti background. That's why I was curious. But okay, you didn't just start. I mean, you're a lefty, and a lot of lefties there. Like at least when they don't know calligraphy and they face it for first time, they have a lot of I don't know, not stress, but how to call fears that. Okay, I'm a lefty, I can do this. So can you tell me a bit more about this? Like, how was it with you?
Yeah, sure. The thing is that I'm a lefty all my life. So I grew up with this, you know. So for me, it was nothing special at first because I write with my left hand and I do everything with my left hand. In school, you're still there? I'm not sure because you're frozen right now.
Yes. Can you hear me?
I'm waiting for a little bit. Maybe it's the connection.
I can hear you.
To tell me. Hello? You can still hear me?
Yeah, I was hearing you all the time.
Oh, okay, because you were frozen in my screen. Okay, so when I wrote normal writing, my hand always smeared and the paper smeared. So this is something you live with because, yeah, it's like that. When I started calligraphy, I started with blackletter, and you can only do the opposite of a righty. You know, a righty goes from top to bottom. I go from bottom to top. So I didn't smear at first. The smearing came later. So when I was into the matter a little bit, and then I started seeing, okay, I was seeing stuff from Series 1 or from Frag 1. I was copying this shit. And sooner or later, you realize, okay, they do something that you just are not able to do with your left hand. It's not possible. where they drag, I would push or something, you know. And then things got difficult. So you work your way around it because you have to. What else can you do? For example, when I work on paper, I often put my pinky on the paper and write with the hand in the air, and the pinky is my support, which is super difficult because it's the pinky. It's not something super strong. But you find your ways around it. There are other amazing left-handed calligraphers like Mike Pierce, for example.
Mike Pierce is a lefty?
Yeah, man. Look his shit up. It's
Okay.
incredible because this guy is amazing. And for example, what he does, he puts like a wooden rod over his paper, puts a plank over it, and puts his hand on the plank.
Yeah, but it's because he's a sign painter, and sign painters usually use this. What was it called? A macho stick, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. Okay, maybe it's like that as well, but yeah, for me this was pretty nice because of course you can do it like that, or you can turn your paper around, stuff like that. But you have to work around this stuff. And often when I look at videos from right-hand calligraphers, it's so easy because they have the hand on the paper, bam, 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 and yeah, okay, I can't just do that. That's not possible.
Okay, I'm really curious. Like, how did you discover that you have to do the strokes in the reverse way, not like right-handed? Because I know many lefties, even though like lefties which are interested in calligraphy, like if somebody don't tell them, okay, you have to do it in totally other ways. Like, did somebody tell you, or you came up with it by yourself?
I came up with it by myself. I'm not even remembering the thought process because I saw let's say an A from Theos 1 or something, and I looked at how I can copy that, and it was kind of natural to just do it the other way around. It was, I don't know. I'm not sure about other lefty calligraphers, how they do it, because most of the lefties I know don't write blackletter.
Okay.
They write italic or Romans or stuff like that. And yeah,
I know two or three ways that a lefty writes. Like one is that you do the strokes in a totally different way than a right-handed. The other way is writing upside down.
Yeah.
And the other way was something with the 90 degrees, which I don't know how to explain. But yeah, those are probably the three ways I know.
I guess those are the three ways. My problem with this is you can easily do it on paper, but not on the wall. The wall can't be turned upside down, you know? And when for example, Roman capitals, I write them upside down as well, because that's how I learned them. But it's kind of a shame because right now I cannot write them on walls because I have to learn turning it around, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I think those are the three ways to do it.
Okay, and in your very beginning, like, how did you discover actually calligraphy? Like, were there some people that you knew that you were following, that you were inspired by? Did you use some books? Did you go to some classes, or you were like self-taught?
Oh, well, I made a list.
Okay.
So, in the beginning, there was this video from YouTube, you know, and I saw that, I loved it, and I started doing it for myself. Then I pretty quickly discovered Theos 1. He has this one YouTube video with the parallel pen, you know, it's
of
epic.
Course. I started because of this video.
Yeah, man, who didn't, man? It's crazy. So I got myself a parallel pen, and it was only after when I got to Instagram. And with Instagram, things kind of exploded because, okay, I knew Theos and that's it. And then I discovered paint design, I discovered Schriftzug, I discovered Luca Barcelona and all the great guys. Frag One was one of the first I knew. Yeah, and this is how I looked at their stuff, what they did, and I put myself to write and write and write and write. And it was only later when I really took them as role models, something, because first I had to get along with the basics, you know. Yeah. So books, I have some, but I'm not a quick reader when it comes to calligraphy books. I read, how's it called? Lettering, Calligraphy and Lettering by Christopher Hornes.
Oh, yeah,
it's a great book, which I really can recommend. And I also did a workshop with him, but that was many, many years later. It was last year that I took the Roman caps workshop with him. Other than that, it's just self-taught and inspiration by other great calligraphers on Insta. And Calligraphy Masters seriously was one of the first larger groups I joined, and yeah, what can I say? It's awesome calligraphy being shown. Also, Maria, Sus Cunningham, and all the guys. I really admire them and try to, incorporate what I like about them in my own style sometimes.
Yeah, but it's interesting because, like, first of all, I don't know this many lefties, or maybe I know,
Mm.
but I don't know that they're lefties. But now, if I just think right away, I think of 5 or 6 people which I'm following, and you are all good. Like, you're one of them, and you are super good as a lefty calligrapher. And of
Excellent.
course, I wanted you to be on the podcast, but for me, it was also important because it's very often that people are like, as I said in the beginning, oh, I'm a lefty, I never can do this, and blah blah
Mhm.
blah. All these excuses. Maybe some are not excuses. I guess a lot of people they think it's impossible if you're a lefty, but
Yeah,
yeah, like, are there
yeah.
some, were you using some special tools, or you
I
just
don't know. I think it's just if you really want to do something, you somehow learn how to do it. Um, of course, at first it's kind of impossible, and there are some strokes which I never will get. Like Luca Barcelona will get them because he draws them with the right hand. It's one flow, and I have to. I don't know, other way around. I don't know, but I can kind of get in the right direction. By the way, there's some fourth possibility that I'm thinking about right now with doing calligraphy with the left hand. It's Gaina Goff does this. She's also on Insta. She's a lefty from Great Britain, and she turns her wrist extremely. So no, I write like this. Right-handers also, and she turns it like this, puts the pen in there, and then she can write like a right-handed calligrapher. It's incredible. I've tried this once, and I think my wrist broke.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Probably it's not the best way to write because you can't write too much if you're doing like.
Yeah, I'm not sure how she does it. There are people who have really flexible wrists. Maybe
Yeah,
it's easier for her.
they can do this.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, yeah, no,
But for
but
me, it's not. Yeah.
I'm sure if Paul Antonio hear about this, he'll say no, never do this because Paul is
Yeah. Yeah.
always about being straight and like, and
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is something you're not comfortable with. I guess
No.
you can write a letter or a word, but if you have to write a long text, it's I can't imagine this, man.
Well, the thing is, as a lefty, you have to get used to some discomfort. It's like it is. Also, writing upside down, when you write normally, you have a picture of the word in your head. When you write upside down, this picture does not exist, or it exists completely differently. I can think about, okay, I make this T a little bigger so it does this and this, but it's abstract. I can't see it. You, as a right-handed guy, you can see what you've written. Also, when I'm writing, you see it often in my videos. When I'm writing a word or something, I start to cover the word with my hand, also for my eyes, not only for the video. So I'm not seeing the rest of the word. Right-handed calligrapher, he sees everything is written when he's writing it. So this is also pretty discomforting. You have to wrap your head around this, and also with the wrist, Gaina Goff, she's the only one I know who does that. She writes pages and pages, but she's done it, I don't know, for 20 years or something. So she has to be used to that right now. But I'm not sure. It's not for me. I will never use it because, as you said, it's super exhausting to do it, and I'm not really comfortable at all.
Yeah. Okay, you said like you started like in the beginning with Pilot Parallel Pen, but
Mm,
I see you do also a lot of brush work,
yeah,
like a flat brush. And
yeah,
first of all, I want to ask because I know myself, like using a pilot, it's fine, but using a brush needs much more control and
mm,
like like did you feel equally comfortable doing it with the brush, or at least in the beginning, how was it?
yeah. Well, in the beginning it was hard because, as you said, the pilot it doesn't bend. You can put some pressure on it, but that won't change much. The brush, on the other hand, is completely different. But I love the brush. I love how fine it is because the parallel has its limits. You can also only be as precise as that, but not more precise. And with a brush, you can be incredibly precise. And for me, as a lefty, I quickly began removing my hand from the paper or the wall. So when I do small work, I do it with the hand on the paper. But when it gets bigger, when the letters get like this, something like 20 centimeters, I do it completely off the wall. And there I can develop some flow, which is incredible for me. It would also be with a marker or something. It would be kind of the same, but I think the flow is better. And I love the texture the brush gives you. It looks super handmade, and that's what it is, you know.
I know. I love strokes also.
Yeah.
Okay, because I love brushes. Like I'm not so much into them, but I have some, and I want to ask, like, do you have some brand that you like and you can recommend? Because I buy all kinds of brands, but you know, some they are too soft, the hair. Others are too stiff, and even I know it's super important because even if it's hard, if you have the proper hair, it could be much easier. And sometimes,
I guess so.
for example, I get some brushes like, okay, I have here Da Vinci, but this Da Vinci is also not what I'm seeking. Like it's a bit softer than what I would like.
Yeah.
So, is there a brand that you use the most, or you can recommend for people?
Yeah, I use Da Vinci brushes. I love Da Vinci.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not sure. They have different series, you know.
Yes.
So I'm not sure about the series I'm using. It's a blue brush. There's also green ones. They both work pretty well. I'm not
this
sure
one
how
is
it's called.
the one is Da Vinci College, so it's not this one.
Yeah, no. So this Da Vinci stuff, it's super strong. You know, it's not very sensitive, which is for me is pretty important. But it's not like a board. You know, it's not super fixed. And you can also put some pressure on it, and it gets wider, which gives you an incredible effect. This is why I absolutely use Da Vinci brushes for paper. And when it comes to walls, there are Liquitex brushes. They are incredible. They are,
I know them.
Like, how to call it? Like plastic fibers. But they work in all sizes. I got them from 2 centimeters up to 25 centimeters, and everything is just.
I know what you mean. And wait, my question popped up.
Well, another thing, it depends on the brushes, because here John Stevens, he does some brush work. It's I can't really tell what it is. It's kind of an italic but very playful, and he uses a brush which is super long and not really has not really a width, but he can, I don't know, he can play with it.
Sign painter's brush.
Something like that. And I think it's not that long, but it looks like a sign painter's brush, kind of.
Okay. And besides this, have you done work with some other tools, or are there some tools that you would like to work with, but you are still not?
Well, I use the Pilot Parallel for practice mostly, or when I want to be done quickly. Other than that, when I want to get extremely precise, I work with India ink by Speedball and the browser nibs, because they are super precise. There are often calligraphers who say, hey, you don't need expensive equipment. You can do calligraphy with 2 pencils. And that's true, because you use 2 pencils and but in the end, when you want to do really as precise as it gets, or as you can get, you need the right material. And this will come with a little cost. Mostly the paper. The nibs are not expensive. The ink is, well, it's not that expensive. But the paper can get pretty expensive easily.
I think this depends on where you live, because I know some countries the nibs could be super expensive and the other things more cheaper, but yeah.
You froze again in my feed, sorry.
It's all good.
You're saying something right now.
You don't hear me when I
can't really
froze?
hear you.
Okay.
Will be done in some seconds. I will tell you.
Okay.
Yes, right now. Sorry.
It's funny because when you say I'm freezing, I keep hearing you. It's just you don't hear me. But anyway, okay. Have you tried like brush pens or ruling pens or something like this?
Yeah. Brush pens. I do it for fun. This is something that as a lefty I'm not really good at. There are some people who can do it, but I need a lot of more practice. Ruling pens, I love this. It's so messy and dirty, and also there you have really, really many problems as lefty because you need the flow to do it quickly, but you can't because you need to have some support on the paper. So freehand, with only out of the shoulder, it's extremely difficult. And if you watch videos from Snooze one, for example, the guy just writes, he downstroke, upstroke, downstroke, upstroke. I can't do that. I make a downstroke, then I put the ruling pen on the position, I put it up, and I use the different position to put it down again and stuff like that. It's really painful. If you see right-hand calligraphers doing like how it's supposed to be, really, it's super difficult to copy, but I love it. It's so much fun. Other than that, what do we have? Brush, nibs, ruling. There are some extremely strange tools like the glass pen, for example. It's also nice. I like, there's a pen which you use to fix cars. It's a tiny, tiny pen. You can put a blob of ink on top and you can use it to fix some minor details on the car where the lace is gone, And you can also use it with ink. And it's incredible I don't know, it's super fine, but the ink flows pretty well, so you have a decent trace of ink, which is super, super narrow, also super cool. So when I discover a new tool, I kind of have to get it.
Well, I have here some new tools waiting for me. It's, I don't know if you know those. It's, you know this?
No, I've never seen this.
This is Easy A pens. They're like, it is something like a ruling pen, but not at all at the same time. It's by a dude, he does them in America. I actually did a podcast with him, but it's not yet out, and this is something amazing.
Yeah. I've seen this.
This, like, I don't know if I know a lefty here that has used this, but I think with this you can have a lot of fun because it is a ruling pen, but at the same time it's nothing like a ruling pen, and you can have so much different flow and write longer and as you see, I haven't opened them yet. And
but this is on my list. It's super narrow, so you can do really fine stuff. On my list, will be bought, but
that's the thing, man, with calligraphy. Like as you said, it can be done with no tools, like with super cheap stuff, but at the same time, it makes a huge difference when you use a premium tool to write.
Yeah, of course.
And
here you can also you use cola pens, for example, to build it yourself. It costs nothing, but I'm not sure if it's I'm not sure if it's because I'm a lefty and it's difficult for me, but for me it didn't work. I need the ruling pen because it's more solid,
No, that's the thing. This is also not from cola. This is aluminum. Aluminum.
Okay.
It's actually, this is a gift from Nick Visioli. He made it.
Nice.
I mean, I've done different one from cola pens, and that's the issue there. Like the aluminum, it's way too soft and it bends a lot. But actually, what I've done is, you get a canned food. For example, a can with beans. And the thing on the top that you remove, it's super good for such pens because it's much more solid aluminum, and it works actually much better than the cola. Maybe
I will try that. Actually, you froze again, which is why I just started talking. Sorry if I interrupt you. Internet connection in Germany, I tell you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
That's funny, man. Like, I guess Germany, you're supposed to have good internet. Like, whoa.
Dude, it's horrible. Also, we are like a digital desert in here. I was in Poland like a week ago. Everybody can pay everything with card or with their phone. In Germany, it's not possible. Maybe at the supermarket, but if you want to have bread or something, they will look at you like you're an autobus or something because it's not. Can't be done.
I remember like some years ago when I was for first time in Hamburg, because at that point I was living in Copenhagen, and Copenhagen is pretty much everywhere you pay with card or phone. And I came to Hamburg and I need money, and And I was like, "Where's an ATM?" And I had to go super far. So this is a funny fact about Germany.
Yeah, it's strange. I have no idea why. Maybe we had too many old guys in government who said, this digitalization, we don't need that. Or, I don't know. It's my only reason I have for this.
All
But it
right.
will take a few years until that gets better. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's hope that it gives us the power we need for the conversation.
Yeah. Okay, you're
Ah, and
six,
right
six
on top, you
froze
froze
again.
again. I'm super sorry. Um, what I can do when this happens is I just talk a little bit about my name. Yeah, and you're here again. I do this because everybody is asking me. Also, German guys. It's actually a German word, Parisurteil. It's in English. It's the judgment of Paris, and I'm always afraid that people are gonna think that I'm judging the city of Paris, which I am obviously not. Or if I'm judging it, I find it pretty beautiful, and lived there for a year or something. But yeah, it's a Greek myth actually, and the prince Paris, who got Helen, the most beautiful woman in the world, and accepted the destruction of Troy, his home city, in turn. That was something that just got to me. I love the myth, and I love what it says about the perception of art, because Paris, the judgment is he has to name one of three goddesses the most beautiful one, and he does that, but each goddess promises him something. So it's not just like, I think you're the most beautiful, but when I say that you're the most beautiful, you will give me eternal wisdom or world domination or the most beautiful woman. So behind every judgment, aesthetic judgment, there's some back thought, something of your interests, of your opinions, which always plays in there. And all judgment have a consequence that, like with Paris, he judged in favor of Aphrodite. He got Helen, but Troy was destroyed. So it has an upside and a huge downside. And I like that about the perception of art, that's so much about the name.
No, but this is cool that you have some deep meanings behind it.
Yeah.
I guess as artist, every artist has to have some deep message or meaning behind whatever he's doing, even though it's just a name. So
Yeah.
this is pretty cool.
It's funny about calligraphy because, in far as I know, apart from literature, it's the only visual art which has so much intelligible sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I paint a painting, a portrait or a tree or something, it kind of means something, but it's implicit. I have to look at it and interpret it and stuff like that. And as for calligraphy, it gives me the sense of the word directly. So it speaks to ratio and at the same time to the feeling, because it has a look as well, it has a form, which is super
Well,
important in calligraphy.
you're right, but for example, with my calligraphy, you cannot do this. Yeah, like I use the calligraphy in a way that you can't read it, and
Mm.
I don't know. For
But
me, it's just part
yeah,
of my style. I like to be more mysterious and stuff.
I guess that's a super valid decision, and I do it also often because the forms in themselves are also super beautiful. So you can take, I don't know, blackletter and just decompose it and do the abstract forms, and it's super beautiful
Mm.
without the meaning. But then I would stop calling it calligraphy. It's abstract calligraphy, but it's kind of paradox, You
Yeah,
use calligraphy to do something on your own.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I know what you mean. It's just, yeah, actually, I say when somebody else, I say I'm an artist and I use calligraphy as my medium.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah,
I mean, I don't like, I do sometimes just calligraphy.
yeah, yeah.
But when I do, for example, a wall or something, I guess you've seen my
Mm,
feet.
yeah, yeah.
I don't want people to read it. And it's funny, a lot of people ask me, "Oh, does it even say something?" And for me,
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm offended because,
yeah.
yeah, I know there are some people they can write just random strokes or random letters, but for me as an artist, if I don't have something that's meaningful there, like, well, why am I
Oh,
artist at all? So
Okay, interesting. Because when I do the abstract forms, for me, it's just abstraction. There's nothing in there. It's just the forms.
yeah, but
Um,
it is abstract piece in that
yeah.
case. But as I said, I use calligraphy
You froze
as my
again, so I'm
medium.
taking over. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah. What I think it's pretty difficult to say. There are also many calligraphy artists who do write Romans or black letter, but they write it like Theos with his ghost style. It's put on top of each other. You can't read anything, but you know that there's something written. This is a different thing, and as I've understood, this is what you are doing as well. So there is something written, you just can't read it.
yeah.
But yeah, why not? It appeals to the eye anyway, you know.
It's exactly what you said, and that's why I in calligraphy I have like some categories for people. For example, some are calligraphers, and then
Hmm.
people like me and Tius I consider as calligraphy artists.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
okay.
I mean, and
Hmm.
also like Tius is actually both. He's a calligraphy artist and
Yeah.
a calligrapher because some of his work is just calligraphy and you can read and
Yeah.
everything. But as you said, the ghost style and when he does canvases and stuff, it
Hmm.
comes to the point where he's a calligraphy artist.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, but it's exactly like it is. But Theo's anyway, he's kind of everything, huh? He can paint as well. So I've seen how's it called doing the bicycle jumps and whatnot. He's a motorcycle rider. Yeah, I think he's kind of Superman actually. He just doesn't want to admit it.
Well, you know what his name means, right? Theus, it means God
Ah, the god.
in Greek. So so it's
Yeah,
totally
well,
normal.
maybe kind of fitting.
Okay, like you've been doing calligraphy 6 or 7 years already.
Yeah.
Like, can you tell me how much time it took for you before you started feel more confident with your calligraphy and you were like, okay, I feel good now. I like the stuff that I'm doing. Or
This is my big secret. I always liked it. And that's super funny because when I look at the stuff I did at the beginning, it's super ugly, of course. How can it be? But when I started it, I thought, oh man, that doesn't look bad at all. And I think this is exactly why I kept doing it. Because it was not like the first 3 months I only did ugly stuff and hated it. No, I loved it. Now, aesthetically, yeah, no, it's shit. But I didn't realize it at the time. It's a different thing with showing up to the other people because, of course, when I say Theos has written something, I kind of do the same thing. Of course, it looks different. I also saw it at the beginning, and I wouldn't really show it to other people. Like getting comfortable with showing it, I think it's a different thing. Insta is a nice entry to that because you are showing it to the world. You know, you get comments and stuff. But exhibitions or bigger projects, walls. I'm in Berlin. There are a lot of great calligraphers here. There's Fios, of course. There's Scon, there's Berlusconi, the Calligraphy Freaks project. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, this
I've
one.
already seen it. So they are all excellent in what they do. And it's not like a competition, but when I do something and people look at it and say, yeah, okay, cool, but Bello could have done it better. That's kind of, it's not difficult, you know, we are all friends. There's no battle between us, but it takes kind of courage to do something publicly, of course. So you have to get into some comfortable level at some point. But the thing is as well, it was like with writing. I never showed it to anybody because I thought I have to learn more, get better and stuff. And then I lost the fun in doing it and I stopped. And fortunately, I did not do that in calligraphy. I kept going and I kept showing. And this showing is, for me, it's the best thing on Insta. You know, you put something out there, you get comments of people, I don't understand. Is that a G or a D or something? You get people from, wow, this looks extremely nice, cool. And also the thoughts behind it, you can discuss them. And this is what I absolutely love about art, the discussion.
Can you hear
Yeah.
me? Can you hear me?
Um, well, I'm
Yeah.
not sure how it is.
Wait.
Berlin has been pretty thankful because right now you're here again.
Okay, yeah,
uh,
I wanted to ask you, like, what do you think about the algorithm? Are you suffering from it lately? I don't know,
from what?
the Instagram algorithm, because
Oh
obviously
well,
you like Instagram, and I'm like, of course I love it too, but like, I don't know, last 2 3 years, and especially the last few months, it's been like, what the.
yeah. I've read something. I think you shared as well the Vice story where somebody complained very eloquently, and for me, he summed it up pretty good. There was some discomfort about the algorithm some years ago, and I thought, man, if people don't like your shit, they don't like it. So maybe you do something else, or if you don't want to do that, which is completely fine, and not all art is for Insta, then Insta is not for you. But now I think that Meta or Facebook has an agenda. They want to throw TikTok out of the market because it's a threat to them. And this is why things get ugly, because I understand the presence of the algorithm. You know, too many people are posting stuff, so somebody has to select what I see. So the algorithm being there is not the problem. The algorithm being used to push away a competitor like TikTok, this is the problem. And this, yeah, of course, I'm seeing it as well. I'm posting pictures, I get 100 likes, I have 50K followers. Where is the relation, you know?
That's the thing. That's super
Yeah,
annoying.
I'm with you, of course, because you put a lot of work in it, and you used to get something off it, and now it's just like, okay, I'm doing it, and like 5 people seeing it. What's the matter?
You know, I don't do it because for the numbers, but for example, when Calligraphy Masters is more than 500,000 followers and you post something and it doesn't reach even two, like sometimes 2,000 likes, it's like, what? It seems like a fake profile, man. It's like, what the
Yeah,
fuck? And
yeah,
this is the only
of
part
course.
annoying. For me, I don't care. Like, for me, it really numbers don't matter. Like, I keep doing it. Like, I've been doing it for 7 8 years. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Well, it's not about the numbers, but as you said, it's about the people you reach. And if you don't reach any people, then what's the deal? That's like going alone in the forest and singing. Yeah, but nobody hears, you know. And no, for me, it's also not about the numbers, but it's about the communication. And if nobody sees it, nobody communicates with me about it, and this is where things get shitty, you know. But there's not really an alternative because I don't like TikTok. I'm too old for this shit. I'm 36. Come on.
there
And
is an,
no,
alternative actually. I mean, it's not exactly Discord.
yeah, maybe.
I mean, Discord is great for communities. Like I actually I've been like I should have done that for Calligraphy Master some months ago, but
Mm,
yeah, I've been super busy. But yeah, this is something that I want to start pushing more for because
yeah,
Instagram is just killing a lot of the even the fun, man. Of course, we do it because we love what we do, but before when this algorithm was not like it was just you wanted to even use Instagram even more. Now I post something, I don't even want to stay in the stupid app, man. You know? It's like okay, I have to do it, I'm doing it, but what why wasting my time when they're just
yeah, yeah.
showing
I
my
get you.
yeah.
I get you. Yeah, but the problem is, like you said, you're super busy, and that's the thing. There's so much you could do. You can write a blog, or I don't know, but life is so short, and the day is only 25, 4 hours. I have a work, I have a girlfriend, I have a daughter, I have calligraphy, I need to sleep, and in between, when you tell me, like, okay, just use this one more social network, wow, but when? When I'm sleeping, maybe, but you know.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm using Insta pretty frequently still. I post daily, which is a lot. I could reduce that and have time for other stuff. That's right. But I know Insta and it's easy for me to do it. Discord, I don't know. So I
Yeah, yeah.
would have to go into that again and, you know, find a community and stuff.
I know what you mean.
Uh, but of course, there are other options. My favorite options is just going to town and doing. That's why Berlin is so great. You know, I tried to say before that you, when you want, you go in a park. There's some walls. You get your brushes, paint the wall, and start doing your shit. And there are people you can talk to them. There are other artists doing their stuff. And there's a huge urban art scene which is very welcoming. Super nice people and there's a lot of projects that you can do and meet people, and that's also super nice.
I know, man. I really miss Berlin. I haven't been in Berlin in some time, and I really want to come because
Yeah.
it's funny
Uh,
because it was into my fourth or fifth time in Berlin when I actually started liking it. Before this, I was just going there because I had to, but then
okay.
on my fourth or fifth time, I really started loving Berlin, and now I miss it,
Yeah.
man. I really want to come to Berlin.
If you lived some time in Copenhagen, it's pretty close actually. Yeah,
Yes, it's
so you
like
come.
1 or 2 hours, like depends if you're with the airplane or with the
Yeah,
ferry. But yeah,
yeah, yeah,
it's much closer than now.
yeah. It depends really on when you visit Berlin because in winter it's shit. Nobody does anything. It's cold. It's dark. But in summer, the city just explodes, man.
Yeah.
But you will know. You were there.
Okay, I think you kind of answered this, but I'm gonna ask anyways. Like, you
Yeah,
doing calligraphy as a hobby or as a job or?
both. I have started it as a hobby, of course. I have a regular job. I'm a content manager at a marketing company agency, and yeah, I work there for 32 hours in the week. And yeah, calligraphy. Mostly, it's still a passion. I think the term hobby is so small. It's just like collecting stamps, you know. But it's more like it's really. I love that shit. So it's more like a passion, but of course I'm also using it to do projects. So there are couple of agencies in Berlin who promote urban artists, and well, blackletter calligraphy is kind of special. You know, you don't put it on an elementary school or something. But there are many places which use this or which like it and where it fits into the style. For example, there's the Game Over exhibition right now in Berlin at the Nollendorfplatz. It's an urban art exhibition and NFT exhibition as well. But they also can use my calligraphy. So I did the sign at the beginning with their manifesto, and I did some walls in there as well, and the toilets, all the toilets. I don't know. Seems kind
Yeah.
of fitting. Yeah, so both work and pleasure.
Okay. And are there like some plans you want to achieve something more or like get to some point in calligraphy where like okay, this is my dream with calligraphy or
I'm not sure because I think I'm the kind of guy who likes the middle way, you know. So I like having a job. I like the people I'm working with. I like the security and I like the regularity as well. What I don't like is the upside downs of a freelance artist. I know many freelance artists who really suffered in Corona times, you know, who didn't know what to do because there were no festivals, no workshops, nothing. And what do you do, man?
well
Um,
they started Zoom workshops and classes.
mm, yeah, of course, there are some possibilities, but if you, I don't know, I know a few artists who were thinking about, I don't know, getting a cleaning job or something because they just needed money and
No, no,
nobody would pay for what they do, you know?
I got your
Uh,
point.
Um, sorry, you're frozen. That's why I'm interrupting if I'm interrupting. And the thing is, where do I want to get with calligraphy? I think I'm pretty much where I want to be. What I want to do more is meet more people, do more projects. But I like the balance I found in my life. I have enough time with my daughter, with my girlfriend, with my family, you know. And things are pretty good as they are right now, I have to say.
Have you done any workshops? Like, I mean, I don't mean as participated to learn, but as teaching
Mhm.
other people.
Yeah, I've done some. But only to people who didn't know calligraphy yet.
I
So
mean, but
it's kind of a problem because I'm a lefty, so I have to work the other way around. For me, it's easy in the head. I just do this, throw the opposite way, and but to them, I can't really show them anything because my right hand calligraphy, you don't want to see that.
no,
But
my point was like, have you done lefty workshops for left people?
no, I did
No?
not. That would be kind of interesting to do because I think the workshop in itself, the concept, I have that. Yeah, I would need the participants and the structure and stuff, you know.
Okay, if
Sure,
you're
that can be done. It's
if
nothing that I cannot envisage myself doing, but I haven't done it yet. Um, Man, I'm not sure what's happening with my connection.
It's all good, man.
Hopefully, I'm in HD when you see me and I'm not frozen. Yeah, you're here
Don't
again.
worry. No, but yeah, I was thinking maybe if you're interested, we can do something with Calligraphy Masters, find some lefties and do like a Zoom workshop or something.
We can absolutely do that. I would pretty much looking forward to it. Also with the alphabets, they are already there, so the material is already there, and actually we could kind of just start right now, you know?
Yeah, actually, also, I mean, it's not out yet, but probably by the time this episode is out, guys, he did the blackletter ductus exemplars for lefties, which I guess by the time you listen or watch this should be out, and they could be a help in your beginning, in your help in the beginning of your journey. This English, anyways. But yeah, if you're interested in class with him for lefties, let us know in the comments or just DM him or Calligraphy Masters. And I mean, we're definitely gonna do it, but for now, just give us some feedback about this. That would be super
Yeah,
awesome.
that would be super nice, of course. I would
Mm-hmm.
be looking forward to it.
Yeah, and who are the people which you are following right now and that are inspiring you right now at the moment?
Of course, there are all the great calligraphers we all know. Like I named a couple of them right now. My Berlin crew, Bello, Scon, Nauk, then the rest of the Germans. My Theos is not a German, but he's living in Germany. Sorry. Yeah.
You are part of Calligraph Freaks as well?
Yeah, sure. Like it's a pretty open project, you know. We are right now. It's been inactive since like COVID, I guess. But we meet. We are friends, and we do some walls together from time to time. And yeah, just doing calligraphy for fun, you know.
Cool, man. So
Yeah,
you're both in Calligraph Freaks and Calligraphy Masters.
yeah, just like Bello, actually.
Yes, yes,
He
man.
wrote me when he saw that I put calligraphy masters in my profile. He said, "Dude, that's already the second screw we're in together."
Yeah, this is super cool, man.
Yeah,
Now you're telling me this, I can't wait to come to Berlin, man.
yeah,
Because
man, you
yeah,
have to.
usually when I come, I meet like Tios and some Calligraphy Masters members, but now
Yeah.
there's so much more people. I'm really hyped
All the
about this.
freaks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, what who I discovered lately is an incredible Japanese woman called Mamimosi. I think you know her.
Okay.
She's doing brush calligraphy, Japanese brush calligraphy, and she is a goddess. She's always dressed in a kimono, super nice. She has brushes, like she paints on the floor as well with huge, extremely huge brushes, and she's just dancing the calligraphy. I will send you the profile later. Look at her stuff. It's just incredible. It's blown me away. And she can also do it small with or on the wall. There's a video. She goes on the wall and with the water brush draws a perfect circle. Yeah, of course. Why not?
It's funny, man, because like Asian countries, also Arabic calligraphy is in their culture, and
Yeah.
the Western world, okay, like even in Germany, you have more history with calligraphy, but in the Western world, it's not so much in our culture, and this is something I'm really sad about because
Yeah.
Asian people, Arabic people, they grow with calligraphy. For example, I discovered it when I was 23. You said like 29. Like this is like
Mm.
why is calligraphy not in our life the same way?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think there's two reasons that don't explain the whole phenomenon. But for example, in earlier times, Muslims were not allowed to have paintings. I'm not sure if I'm being absolutely correct about this. So
Mm-hmm.
please, Muslim people, if you're listening, correct me if I'm wrong. But there has been a period where there were no paintings, pictures allowed. So they had to do writing, and they also did calligraphy. You know this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They do paintings in writing.
Yes.
So this was their way to work around that.
Hmm.
And the other thing is Japanese, Korean, Chinese. They are signs, not letters. And maybe, I'm not sure about that because I can't write and read them, but maybe there's more flow you can put into it. When I'm watching Japanese calligraphers, it's extremely important how fast, how hard, how You don't.
No, but
You.
they have totally different belief system. Like when they do calligraphy, they believe they put part of themselves into the calligraphy, which I mean, I do as well, but like I know
Mm,
majority of Western people don't think this
mm.
way, like when you're
Sorry,
doing.
you're frozen again.
Oh,
It happens always when you're talking, and it's not like I want to take over your speech. I apologize, but you're just frozen. Yeah, I get that. This putting more of yourself in it. Yep, you're there again. Sorry.
I shouldn't be speaking, man. I'm not speaking anymore. No, I mean,
And you're gone again. Oh
we're.
man.
Oh shit.
Um,
Okay,
yeah,
come on,
I'm not
Michael.
sure. Maybe I sit with this one out. I don't like interrupting you, even if I can not hear what I'm interrupting.
No, no, it's
Now
all
you're
good.
there again.
Man, I shouldn't be speaking, probably. No, but yeah, and I mean we're almost to the end, like, but yeah,
Wait,
it's a bit annoying that it freezes all the time.
yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
all good, man.
so Mami Mosi is for me my top one discovery in 2020, 2022. Other than that, I'm looking at all the great calligraphers like Christopher Hornes, John Stevens. John Stevens is a machine. I'm not sure how he does it, but he is perfect at everything. It's those are the kind of people I look at and say, yep, I will never be where they are right now because it's just not possible for me to
Come
do
on,
so.
dude.
So
You shouldn't be thinking this way. Like John Stevens is like doing calligraphy more than I don't know 20, 30 years.
yeah,
Actually,
you're right about
guys,
that.
if you haven't listened to the podcast with John, I'll put it somewhere here. It's not out
You're right
yet.
about that. You're right about that. The thing is that I'm not sad about this. I'm totally fine with other people being better than me. Of course, there's the matter of quality, which you can apply in calligraphy pretty well, because if we're both doing Roman, there's kind of a idea of Roman how they are supposed to look, and so I can pretty easily judge who is better. But there's not only this. There's also the content. What are you writing? There are many people who are just writing nonsense or cheap motivational stuff. That's not for me. And there's the composition as well. You know how to put which colors to use and stuff like that. And this is what makes me comfortable in showing my other stuff, even though there are people like Theos or John Stevens. You know.
In that case, what are you writing usually?
I'm writing either my own thoughts or like a word. I once had a concept of poetry, which is like a word in a poem is like a stone you throw in a lake. It wakes waves, you know, and those waves are poetry. So this is what I try to use as well, that I just write one word and let that sink in and talk about this word in the caption. I also I've written many books, and there are a lot of great things people say, which as I use this as well, literary quotes, or yeah, like I said, my own thoughts.
No,
But yeah,
I've had a podcast, I think, with Yves, maybe, I'm not sure, but somebody I discussed with, yeah, I think it was Yves Leterme, and we spoke about this, how important it's to write your own thoughts, because he
mm,
he said like exactly that this makes you more calligrapher, because it's not just writing, but it's writing your thoughts,
yeah,
and this is super cool that you do it, because for me, I can do anything. Sometimes I'm inspired by a quote, I write the quote, but sometimes I write my own thoughts or words that
mm,
I like and stuff like this.
yeah,
So this is pretty cool, man.
yeah, yeah. I think this is important. It's of course you can write anything you want, but calligraphy is not only how you write it, but also what you write. It's both. It's that's the thing of writing. You know, when you paint a tree, you paint a tree, but when you're doing calligraphy, you're pointing to something else, the sense beyond the words. You know, this is super important.
In that case, is there any word that you write more often than others?
No, I think when I've written something, I don't write it again
Really?
because I want to do new stuff. Yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
I have a list of quotes on my phone because when I read something and I like it, I just put it in there. And when I think about a word, I have another list where I put that. But once I've written this, I cross it out and I won't necessarily write it again.
Okay, I had another question, which I'm super curious because you're doing mostly black letter, but is it only black letter, or for example, have you tried Fracture? Are you doing Fracture or some other Gothic family scripts?
The thing is that I learned this by doing, and this is why I didn't know of the existence of other Gothic scripts until I've developed whatever I'm writing right now. No, I do not, because I don't really know how to do it. I see it with Frac 1, for example. Sometimes he writes in Bastarda, sometimes he writes in, I don't know, Textura Quadrata and stuff like that, Schwalbacher. But I'm not comfortable in those alphabets. I would have to learn them. So what I'm writing, I always call it a reduced version of Textura Quadrata, because it's pretty edgy. There's not really curves in it. Yeah, it's not really Textura Quadrata as well. So to answer that, no, it's just that.
Okay, fair enough. In that case, is there anything that I haven't asked you but you wanted to speak about?
No, pretty much. That was pretty much what I wanted to tell you.
Okay.
You've covered it all.
Okay, in that case, give some advice, or I don't know, a tip or whatever to the people which are listening and maybe are just considering starting or who are lefties. Just some final words.
Advice is, we have a genius cult developed in the last 200 years, and we look at people and say, wow, they are awesome, they're genius, and how did they do it? It's some godly power. No, it's not. It's not even talent. It's passion, and it's the time you spend with it. Of course, there are people better than other people, but you can get pretty amazing by just keeping at it. And I think this is a super big secret in many things of life. Of course, there are talents and preferences and stuff, but the real power is like, do you want to do it? If you want to do it and do it again and again and again and again, and you will be good. And if you stop doing it, then you tell yourself that you don't really want it, which is fine. There are other things that you can do, but for me, it's this. For me, it's a comforting thought that there are no semi-gods on this earth. There are just people who really like what they do, and they keep doing it, and this is why they're good at it.
Awesome, man. This is a perfect ending. Thank you, bro, for being a guest on the podcast. It was super nice to listen to your story.
Thank you for having me, man.
Of course. And thank you guys for watching. Whoever is watching, thank you for listening. And as always, keep writing.
Nice. Thanks, man.